takes a second. Hey, hello everyone. Welcome to Liam's Lyceum. I'm your host Liam, aka Hemvar, and today I'm with a couple of special guests. They've actually both been on the channel before. They're really special for that. These are two of my brothers, my older brother and my younger brother. So we got Cullen here is my younger brother, and then we got Seamus, my older brother. You guys were both on the channel for Cullen, you've been on there multiple times, I guess, now that I think about it.
I did the Warcraft thing.
But yeah, you guys were on for that like sibling tag thing or whatever.
That's the one.
But yeah, and then Cullen was on for the World of Warcraft. I think we did 2 discussions. Pretty sure.
Oh, I don't remember, honestly.
I think it was 2.
I have no idea.
It's been a minute. It was like the last one was like a year ago. So yeah, but today we're going to talk about something else. Not World of Warcraft related, or even book related. Good for the audience. No, we're gonna talk about tabletop role playing games. That's something that's like been kind of on the edge of my channel. I talk a lot about like D&D books, like novels, but I don't really talk about D&D or any other tabletop role-playing games. So yeah, I wanted to talk about how I got into tabletop role-playing games, and that kind of involves you too. So and it would have been lame to just sit in front of the camera and talk about it by myself. So we're going to talk about it together. And I'm not actually 100% sure. I'm pretty sure Cullen and we started. Seamus was when we played Edge. Was that the first time you ever played a tabletop role-playing game too?
Yeah. You're asking me, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm not 100% sure actually. If it wasn't, then it was like one of the first. So.
Okay, so we all started around the same time, whether or not it was that. It was 2013, I think, right? Sounds right to me.
I don't know. It's been at least a decade. I know that.
I know it was when we were living in Texas, or Cullen and I were living in Texas. And we went back to Illinois, because that's where we're all from, and Seamus has really never moved from Illinois. But the rest of us moved around. So we went back to Illinois for the summer sometime of 2013, I believe. And we were at a game store, because we went there for Magic cards normally. And that was Armored Gopher, I believe. And what town is that in? I can't even remember. Is that
it was in Urbana.
It was in Urbana? Okay. Actually, that appears in what's that one game?
Saints Row.
Saints Row.
Oh yeah. That's because that's where the studio was based in Champaign. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Rest in peace.
So there's an ad for. Oh yeah. Did they not exist anymore?
They shut down last year?
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. Huh. That's unfortunate.
Delicious.
The property still exists, though.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
I don't know who owns it, but anyways, is Armored Gopher still open?
They moved locations, didn't they?
I don't think it doesn't exist like in the same. I think now it's called like Gopher Mafia Games or something like that. But yeah, I mean, it's basically. I think it's owned by different people now, or the original people bought it back. I don't remember.
Okay. Well, yeah, I just remember.
But yeah, it still exists in some fashion.
Well, that's good, I guess. But yeah, I remember we were over in Urbana, I guess, and we went to Armored Gopher. We were probably looking at Magic cards. I don't really remember entirely. And
I wanted you guys to go there for some reason.
Yeah, anyway. I know you showed us a couple, because I remember going like to the Dragon's Den too, or whatever it was called.
Didn't you want us to go for Edge?
Did it?
We were looking at. There was like a row of shelves
type of thing,
and we were looking at. Yeah, it was called the beta book.
Yeah.
And the guy who was behind the counter came over, and I thought that's why we went. I thought that's what we were looking for. And then the guy came over, and he was like, "Oh, you don't want this. The game's actually out. You can get this version."
How do we find out about it then? Because I thought we found out about it by being there.
I mean, that might not be why we went, but that is what happened. I don't know why we were there.
Yeah, either way, we saw it and we were like, we got to get this.
Yeah, and that was mostly you two guys. I remember you guys being excited about it.
Yeah.
Do you have your copy at all, or I don't? I never got a copy. So
it's in North Carolina.
It's a big bigger than your like a D&D book, for example. So I
Yeah,
mean,
it's like it's around the same. It's like 350 pages, but it's a lot thicker because they're shorter. So
yeah, and I think it was like brand new actually. So let me
it had just
grab
come
'em.
out.
Yeah,
I have them in the other room if you want me to go grab them.
Oh, you have it? Oh, okay.
I have all 3 of them.
Yeah, it says the core rulebook came out in 2013. So
Yeah, so it must have been.
It must have been pretty sneaking new. I'm not sure how new. I'm trying to look right now, but
If the beta book was still on the shelf, then it had to be pretty new.
yeah. So it was pretty new. I know they've made Star Wars role playing games in the past, but this was the new one, I guess.
It's
So, and
the
we had
current
never
one,
played.
too.
We had never played a tabletop role playing game. So
Yeah, that was a fun time because we didn't have a lot of time. That was like at the end of your trip when we got it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
I remember.
We stayed
so
up
yeah, I
real late
remember,
to play it.
I don't know who the
Yep.
hell bought it. I don't know if you guys put in cash. I don't even know if I put in any
Had to
cash.
be
Didn't
him.
get to-
It definitely
I
was
don't-
just him.
Was it just you, Seamus? I don't
I
remember.
think it, and I sent it with you guys because I was like, I'll buy another copy. You guys.
Oh
use
yeah,
this one.
you said I'm not gonna read all these rules. Cullen, you do it, and I was like, okay, yeah, sure, and I did.
That sounds like me.
Yeah. Okay, so I remember we got this book. We're like, let's figure out how to play this. I don't even remember. Cullen, did you run for us the first time?
No,
I
it
don't
was
remember.
Shannon. It was our other brother who's not here.
Shannon ran the first time. I don't remember that.
Yeah, you don't remember? We
No.
literally shoved him
I
in a
don't either.
closet. We shoved him in a closet, and we were like, "You have to read all of this so that we can play." And so he spent like 3 or 4 hours reading through it, and he had to have gotten at least a decent base out of it. And we were rushing him too. And yeah, then we played until like 3 a.m.
Yeah, so I remember. Was it only one session while we were in Illinois? I remember making a character named Dux. Okay, I remember we were on Tatooine or something like that. I don't really remember much besides
we
the fact
did
that
the
we had a
one
ship.
session.
So,
We did the one session that he ran. We didn't like it, and we weren't following the rules. I read
Right.
more into the rules, and I was like, "Oh, we did initiative completely wrong. We did our roles completely wrong." And then he was like, "Well, I'm not gonna read the rules this in depth, so you're gonna have to run." So then I was like, "Well, we're restarting then," and then we like killed our old characters and stuff.
right, and we
And
took their
restarted.
loot.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I remember that, and I remember we had like a pack of 24 Mountain Dew pack with us down in the basement there, and did Reed play with us then? And
Yeah, he did.
was Jacob there? I can't remember if we were still hanging out with Jacob at the time, but no,
I think it was
can't
just the
remember.
4 of us and Reed.
Okay, just
Yeah,
Reed. Okay.
and I think Reed's brother wanted to, and we told him no. That's all I
Yeah,
remember.
he's the one. This is no one's gonna get this, but he's the one with the pillow joke.
He stops
Cullen,
breathing when
remember?
his head hits the pillow.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, we sat in that basement, drank a lot of Mountain Dew, but we did stay up really late. I do remember that.
We had like pizza
I-
or something too.
I don't recall honestly. I thought we went to like a gas station, like in the middle of it or something like that.
Maybe.
Like pretty late.
No,
like 1 o'clock
I
or
don't
something.
think- I think that was a different trip,
Was that a different trip?
and I
I
think
don't
we were
remember.
doing the same thing. I think
Hey. Well, it's funny because I don't remember Shane and
it was a decade ago,
DMing
dude.
at all. Yeah, it was a while ago. It was 11 years ago. But it's funny that I forgot Shane and ran for us the first time. I mean, because he's for a long while there he was absent from our games, so kind of just forgot. But yeah, okay. So we
Forgot
started
about
with
his
Edge.
twin.
Yeah, I know he's forgettable. And so I know we started with Edge, 2013. Over the next couple of years, we played that on the computer
Exclusively.
with Seamus, pretty much. Yeah, that's all we play. Oh yeah, one thing I do want to note actually, when we were playing, I never played anything like this, neither do you guys, of course. And I remember when you were like describing it. I think you guys described it to me based off what the store guy had described it to you guys like, or something. And I was just like, I don't know what the hell this is. This sounds like super abstract almost, right? Like compared to like a video game or a board game. And I was like, I didn't know how I was gonna go. But I do remember when we started playing, even though we played really wrong the first time, that I was like, wow, the possibilities are endless, and I thought that was cool. All right. And
Yeah, same. And that's what I thought too. And that's why I wanted to run. Another reason why I wanted to run. Because I was like, we're literally just on Tatooine. Like, I don't even remember what we did. It was boring, obviously, or like not memorable at least. And I was like, no, dude, we're gonna do something crazy. I'm gonna write something crazy.
Well, that's because Cullen has a deep love for Star Wars. So like it
Right.
was easy for him to come up with stuff that was memorable at the very least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roll initiative, boys.
Han Solo said that. It's canon.
Yeah, Han Solo rolled out of the Millennium Falcon and lifted his gun up and said, "Roll initiative, boys." But I remember when we were at the store, you and Shannon were both super hesitant about it. Not super hesitant, but you were like, "I don't know if we'll like it." Yeah, and then but Reed was super into it. Reed was like, "Yeah, let's do it."
Yeah, the book was like $65.
Yeah, sure was.
Yeah.
Which I was these guys were still in high school. I was fresh out of high school. It was a lot of money for us back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. I probably didn't even have the money at all at the time, to be honest. So yeah.
Well, not only did we have to buy the book, but we had to buy the special dice that come with it because they have their own. It has its own system and special dice, which is really good, actually.
I mean, we would have had to buy like the normal D20 set as well because we didn't have that if we were playing something else. But it's true, we did have to buy the edge dice. So
I feel like I probably already had some, but
really, I didn't. I mean, obviously, I guess, but if you did, you probably would have had a D20 from Magic. But
I had spin downs from Magic, and I had some D6s for counters, but that was it.
Yeah,
I didn't have the full polyhedral set. I remember also, I don't think there was a starter set at the time. I think the only option was buying the core book and the dice or the beta book.
Right.
But also I remember we bought the dice and you sent those home with us too, and then you bought an app. Like it was like $15 that could roll the special dice. And so you were going in on it, bro.
Well, that's usually what happened when I got into a new game.
Yeah.
But yeah.
True.
Yeah. And I remember we played a decent amount. I don't think Reed ever really played with us again. But us and then our other brother, Shannon. And
I feel like we had other people play.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember who else would have played with us for Edge, though. At least initially Edge, right? Because we didn't play anything else until 2015. Or at
Tyler
least
played, I think.
Cullen and I didn't. I don't know if Seamus you did.
Tyler played. Yeah, we didn't play. We only played Edge all the way through Age of Rebellion, and then I think once Force and Destiny came out, we're interspersing that with D&D. But yeah, I mean, I can list a bunch of people we played with, just not at the beginning. Like we played with Garrett, we played with Adrian, we played with AC Gibbons one time. Played with Porter.
Right.
We played with a lot of people.
Yeah, I'm just.
Who had T-Rex Man?
T-Rex Man was Tyler's roommate. I don't even know his name. Matt, I think.
No, I know who you're talking about. Yeah, his name wasn't Matt. I don't remember what it was, but
maybe it was. It might have been Tyler's cousin then.
Spencer.
Oh
no, it wasn't Spencer. Spencer didn't play with us. No, it was because I know Spencer personally.
Hey, so what I do know,
and he was super into Star Wars too, so he would have been not like that. He would not have let us call him T-Rex Man.
I do know we played in 2013 for the first time. It was 2015 when we tried another game, but we still played Edge pretty much exclusively until 2018. Like I have that timeline down.
What?
Yeah.
What was the fucking game? What? I don't even. It had to have been
2015. We played this once.
Oh yeah,
I don't remember that at all.
Because we bought the Pathfinder starter set.
I don't remember if Seamus you were there. I remember 2015 after 2013 was the next time we were in Illinois, and that was for my graduation from high school. And Aunt Courtney bought me this after going to another game store, and I don't remember which one that is. That was the one where it's like the brick walls, and they had a bunch of cards like on the.
That's the Titan.
Titan, okay.
Titan Games.
Yeah. So I remember that's where she got this. I'm pretty sure as a gift for graduation. And I didn't know jack about Pathfinder or D&D at the time. I just thought this looked cool, and it does. So I mean, like, but we played one session. I think Cullen ran it.
I did.
There's like a little. Well, we must not have finished the whole thing, but there's an intro adventure in here. And I remember thinking that character creation took too long. It must have just compared to
Yeah.
Edge. I mean,
Yeah.
and so I was like bored by that. And by the time we got to the game, I don't remember what my problem was. Maybe I just thought it was too gamey. No, the thing that keeps me away from Pathfinder now, knowing this is like a offshoot of 3.5, is that the rules seem like there's too much for me. That's kind of what keeps me away from 3.5
Yeah,
and
but isn't Pathfinder 2 way better?
It's still a lot of rules as far as I'm aware in second edition, but I haven't looked very close. But again, we played the second one I ever played, second tabletop role playing game I ever played was Pathfinder, first edition. So.
I mean, at this point, while you were
Same.
playing that, I had to, me personally, I had to have already been super deep into what was really like my first big D&D campaign. Because I had to have joined. I had to have either already joined in that when we were playing Star Wars, or like it was right around the corner there, because we played that game for like I don't know, 4 or 5 years probably.
Which one was that again? Which character was that for you?
Oh well, that would have it was my second D&D character I ever made. Oh, maybe third, because when we all played D&D, I made that warlock when Cullen ran Lost Mines of Phandelver. But
well, that was later still though for us, and that's why I was like not sure on your timeline, because I know we didn't play D&D until 2018. Because I got home from my mission on 2017, and we started playing Edge after I got back. Well, continued. You were probably playing while I was on my mission, but I played more. And then we played 5th edition in 2018, like March or April. That was the first time I ever played 5th edition.
Now that I'm thinking about it, I vaguely remember when Cullen was running Lost Mines of Phandelver that I had I had some experience. Like I felt confident going in and making this character and everything. Whereas like when I first started playing with my other play group, I was like super nervous, and that was also because I just wasn't I was an introvert, so like I didn't want to play. These guys basically made me play. They're like, we're playing this, so you're playing. It's gonna be awesome. And so like the first character I ever made to try to like introduce me to the game, my friend Jason just like sat my now wife and I down and was like, you guys make characters and I'll just do like a little one-shot session for you. So I made this rock genocide, or however you pronounce it. I pronounce it genocide. Anyway, I made a rock genocide and I named him Geodude, and it was hilarious. So that was dumb. And then my second character was my monk that I played for years through this feudal Japanese themed campaign. He was a drunken master, and I couldn't think of a name at the time. And so again, my friend Jason just said, "How about Boofop? That sounds like some stupid thing you would think of." And I was like, "Whatever, I'm Boofop now." And so I was Boofop for years, and it was amazing, great time, lots of really fun memories, and we got all the way to level 14.
Wow, that is a long time and a lot of playing. Yeah, so see, that makes sense to me. So probably while we were playing Edge, or maybe when I was on my mission, I don't know, in 2 years is a long time, I guess. So, I mean, it couldn't have been obviously in 2013 because 5th edition wasn't out in 2013. It would have came out, I think, 2014. So when 5th edition came out, so
you would know better than me.
Yeah. So, yeah, I just know that we finished up some Age of Rebellion like adventure, I think, that Cullen was running for us, and then we were like, hey, let's try out Dungeons and Dragons. Oh, we got through like a part of it or something, like a chapter or two.
Was that the one where we fought Revan?
Bro, I don't even remember that.
Oh yeah, I pushed him. I pushed him off the edge.
Oh, he was on the building. Yeah, he was on a tall building, and you pushed him off. Yeah.
Well, see, what's funny is that
that's crazy. How'd you do that?
We played so much Edge that like it all blends together for me. I hardly remember any of the specifics for Edge, especially since we haven't really played in a few years. But you guys also played more than me when I was gone. So
I want to. I want to play, but I'm doomed to running if we ever play that.
Yeah,
I don't think I ever ran Edge. Yeah, I don't think I ran anything until we played 5th edition. So
I think I ran you guys like 2, maybe 3 sessions of Edge.
Yeah.
I remember you running something for us. I remember
I've
going to
ran.
like a town that was like
Actually-
abandoned, or it was like weird and creepy, and I don't remember. Yeah,
There was a secret door under like a rock or something.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
it was on the side of a hill.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that would have been after you fought the what he was oh man, this was like I don't even remember what the setting was. I think it was post Galactic Empire, and so he was just like a dark Jedi, but he wasn't he couldn't be a Sith, obviously. Oh, but you found the ghost. You found the ghost of some old, ancient Sith character that I can't remember the name of off the top of my head right now.
Was it one of the first Sith?
No, well, I don't know. It was like a really old one. He had a blaster too.
Like Ajunta Paul?
Maybe. I don't remember.
He
was from the
I'm
planet
curious.
that you guys found his. It
Oh.
was his tomb. You found his tomb, and in there was his pistol, and it was given to one of the characters. I don't remember who. Anyway,
Oh, that's cool.
I still have all the stuff for that. We can.
I want to play.
Cullen's getting excited.
I want to play. Roll Dice with Friends has the Edge of the Empire dice. If anyone ever wants to play and doesn't want to buy the dice,
That's true.
There's also a bot you can get for Discord that has them.
Oh,
that doesn't surprise me. I guess.
Fair.
It always seemed like we rolled an awful lot of failures, though. So I don't know.
You're so full of it.
Okay. So I remember.
You obviously rolled a
just finished up
triumph if you pushed Revan off a building.
Wait, I remember we finished up something. I think it was when I had my character like Nassan or something like that, who was like force sensitive.
Yeah, I just found the character sheets.
He was like a Cathar, or is that what they're called?
Okay, Cathar.
Yeah.
So I remember that, and I think that's the last Edge character I've had. I think I still have that character sheet somewhere. You do, or I don't remember. I feel like I've seen.
I think I have them. I found a character, or I found a folder the other day that had like all of our character sheets, including our first ones.
Oh yeah, I have a binder that has some old stuff in it, but I don't have it out right now. But I remember, we finished up something. I don't know why, but I remember being really excited and wanting to try Dungeons & Dragons. You know what? Actually, I could probably tell you why in some part, because I had just read some Forgotten Realms novels, which I thought were super cool. And when I was on my mission, a few of my companions were big into Dungeons & Dragons, right? So they would talk to me about it, and I'd be like, I've never played this, you know what I mean? Like, so I was like, that sounds cool. And we had played some games, right? I mean, like Dark Alliance is Dungeons & Dragons. And I had played Neverwinter before my mission in the MMO. So I mean, I wanted to play Dungeons & Dragons for whatever reason. And so we got Lost Mines of Phandelver. I can't remember how we split it. How did we split buying that? I feel like I got like one book.
Wasn't it like $20?
Yeah, but I thought you got like the box set, and I bought like the player's handbook, and you bought like the monster manual and DMD or something too.
I have the monsters manual, so that's probably what it was. Remember, I have the monster manual. The other day I was looking at my stuff before I moved, and I had the monster manual and not the DM's guide, and I DM more than anybody, and I didn't have the freaking guide.
Well,
I've literally never used the monster manual.
Dungeon Master's Guide is like an accessory and not necessary in a lot of cases.
But I want it. Wait. You just reminded me of something. 1 second. In Edge of the Empire, you can have your own spaceship or whatever. In our group, our first group we ever had, we called it the Lord Vessel, and it was a YT 1200, like a Millennium Falcon ripoff, basically. But just to show you how new we were and creatively bankrupt we were, when we started our second group and we killed our old group, we got a new ship. It was the same ship, and we just called it the Lord Vessel Mark II.
I remember
that. But we still do that every time we get a vehicle of some kind. It's the Lord Vessel.
Yeah, in our D&D, we currently have the Lord Vessel Mark VII. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know.
And when I've done that in other campaigns with my other group, if they give us a vehicle, I'm like, we're calling it the Lord Vessel, unless somebody else comes up with something. But that doesn't always happen.
There's nothing better. Nothing better.
Yeah, well, it also goes to show you guys were really into a
was
certain
Dark
game.
Souls.
Yeah. Okay. uh, okay. Yeah. So I remember. I remember playing Edge and then Pathfinder and then 5th edition. And 5th edition was really after switching to 5th edition. I remember playing some more Edge, but like probably within the year of starting to play 5th edition, that I would say that 5th edition kind of became our main system that we played. So and then yeah, because that's pretty much it. Because I remember going back to Edge a little bit because I have pictures of us playing Edge after we had played 5th edition.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, on my phone or whatever, I could go
It's
back
because
and look.
Cullen had so much content written.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I still do. I still want to play. Stop talking
I mean,
about it.
it's still been a while. It's been like probably since like 2019, I guess, is the last time we probably played Edge, or at least I probably
We
played
played Edge when
So-
I owned my house in Safford, so that was 2019 or 2020.
Yeah, you
It
owned
was
it.
2020.
Do we play in 2020 though? Because I moved in 2020.
Yeah,
I was only in Arizona for like
played-
the first 5 months.
yeah, but we played on Discord in that room. That's the session that we had all my friends there. It was in my house.
Huh. I'm blinking, I guess. Because I remember I remember we played Lost Mines, and it was at that point I was like, hey, I'd actually be okay with running this game. I never run Edge. I'm not nearly as big as a Star Wars fan as you guys are, and so I was like, but I'll run this Dungeons and Dragons thing. And I remember I made this a one shot that turned out to be, I don't know, at least 2 sessions. I can't remember. and I remember Seamus played a guy named Says who fell from the sky, and he was blue.
Oh yeah,
and he was named after Sazed from Mistborn. Or something, right? Is that his name? It's
Yep.
been a minute since I read Mistborn.
Yeah.
And Cullen played Treyas, I think, right? Did you play Treyas there? Is that when you made Treyas?
yeah.
Yeah,
And we
it's
got
in his
friends
name.
because I saved him or whatever. I don't remember.
Yeah,
It was
I
something
don't remember
like that.
a bunch about that one. I just remember you guys
Or he
went to
saved
this
me.
big city
Well,
of Tustin or something.
my-
This is
my
homebrew. This is like the first time I remember
It was
us
Tustin.
doing a homebrew thing. So
Yeah, this is the Four Corners, wasn't it? Or the Four King, whatever. What was it called?
4 realms.
Four
Four
yeah.
Realms.
My character fell from the sky because he came from a different plane.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he came from the magic one, didn't he?
Yeah,
Ravnica
Ravnica?
or whatever.
Ravnica, yeah.
Good times. I remember you guys like
there's
you
a
found like a
that's a-
ranger in the
A
woods.
timeline for us. It added that to the game, so
True.
Yeah. And then you went to the city of Tustin, which is the capital of Dorlan, and you went to a temple for some moon god. I don't remember the moon god's name was right now.
So these are all places that Liam made up. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And I think, is that the first time we ever did any homebrew stuff? Was that mine? Was that the first time we
Yes.
ever? Because I know
We
we've
had
done
house rules,
like
but
homebrew
that was the
sessions
first.
and stuff, for stories of Star Wars, but it's all in Star Wars, right? So,
there was
Yeah, everything
there
could have happened.
at some point
For Star Wars.
in between. Well, I don't remember when it was because I started the campaign that I ran,
yes.
and it lasted a little while, but I don't remember where that is in the timeline.
Right. Yeah, I remember. So after we did Fandelver, I can't remember if you ran yours first, which I wouldn't be surprised if you ran yours first and then I did my 4 realm stuff. Because I remember my character was Sulimo Zephyr, Air Genocide, Monk. Probably my most powerful character I've ever created still. But we started at level 3, I think, and we got to like level 6, I think, or maybe 7 before we quit.
Yeah, I don't remember what level you guys got to, but it was.
I have the character sheet. I could go look, but
it was all I did was take different settings from the Forgotten Realms.
Yeah,
and
I remember we ended in Schultz. That's where we had our last session.
Yeah. I wasn't. I didn't.
Fizzled.
I don't like Cholt at all. So I think that's part of the reason why, because I wanted to pick 4 separate places. And so I just picked Cholt because I was like, this sounds interesting. And it turns out it's the worst place ever. So
yeah. That's funny because I think that was only the second one. We didn't get to 3 or 4. Well, we'd spent some time in the Citadel, which is like this Fortress in the Sky, if I remember
Yeah.
correctly, or something.
Correct. Yeah.
We were challenged by this Sphinx, and I'm forgetting his name, to gather these artifacts. And the first one we went to was in Scold.
His name was Salvation.
Salvation the Sphinx, yeah. We went to Scold. Where the hell is Scold again? It's way in the east. I can't remember what country it's in. Is it like in the ruins of High Mascar? I don't remember. I can look it up.
You guys went to the desert one first.
Yeah, Scold is in the desert. It's the biggest city in the Forgotten Realms besides maybe
It starts with an M. The place starts with an M.
I swear it was Scold. Moharan, yeah. Moharan.
Yeah.
So Scold is in Moharan though.
And that was awesome.
Yeah, and I remember doing that part, and I remember enjoying that. I don't remember a ton of specifics. I do remember trying to like break into a house at night. I remember that because I remember levitating up to like the second story or something like that. Yeah, so I mean, I don't remember much though. I do remember stealing some poppy seeds, but
yeah, from a Dragonborn.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was fun. Yeah,
who did I play in that?
Huh?
Was that true? Who did I play in that?
You played a bard, and then when you got wrecked in the arena, we did the arena in Scold. Yes. The Mammoth's Tusk or whatever it was called.
Yeah, it was the pit fights.
And I literally finished. My character finished like all but one of the guys we were going against as far as damage was concerned. And then you got wrecked, and so you're like, never mind, I'm making this Goliath character or whatever.
Yeah, well, that's because his character was talking smack to some guy in the crowd and was like trying to steal his girl or something.
Yeah, because I was cringe and thought that you had to do that if you were a bard instead of like, I don't know, being creative.
Which is a pretty stereotypical rather, I guess, bard.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm allowed to call people out on here, but I won't.
Yeah, so you played a better bard the next time, sir.
True.
It's my favorite class, definitely, ever. Now, at least.
I don't remember that bard's name, to be honest.
No.
But yeah,
are we talking about the most recent one or a different one?
I remember Magnus. I don't remember the one in there.
I was like, are you kidding me?
Jeez, I'm not dumb. Okay, not that dumb at least. No. Hey, yeah, so we probably did that before we ran mine. And I like I said, I think we did the Moharan Scold section. And then we went to Cholt, and we ended it in the middle of like I think we were fighting like imps or something, and then I don't remember.
You fought some imps, and then you got to like this plagued village.
Right. Yeah. Right. That's right.
Yeah.
And I think that was it. I think we ended there.
Yep.
Was that the first thing we ever did that fizzled out? Because there's probably been several.
Well, no, the Age of Rebellion thing did at least.
Oh yeah, I guess that's true.
I still have all the info. I just.
Yeah, but mine did too.
Yeah, we just never went back, and that happens a lot with my stuff. So, and it's because of me, not because of anyone else. It's because of me, because I don't like DMing. It turns out
it happens with my stuff because I make too much stuff. I'll write forever, and then it's never gonna finish ever unless we played only that. It would never finish.
Yeah.
Because you remember Gracchus the Hutt? We went to Nar Shaddaa and we saved Luke Skywalker, Gracchus the Hutt with the robotic legs. Yeah, it was like awesome. That. We never finished that. We literally never finished that. We only got to session like 4 or 5.
That was crazy because we were trying to get into his party or whatever, and we could not get in there. And you had to basically let us in. You had to let us in.
They rolled like what's the triumph is the really good one. There's success, triumph, failure, despair. You guys rolled despairs on everything. And I was getting pissed off because I was like, you guys suck. Like, what do I do?
You guys suck.
Yeah, because that means that the skills you were rolling weren't even high enough to like counteract the despairs. Because 2 skill level in your whatever skill would counteract the despair unless you had a ton of failures too. So I was like, what happened here? There's nothing going on.
We got to fight our way in because I'm sure all we did was take combat skills or something.
Yeah, probably. I mean, that was still near the beginning, technically, anyway. So no one knew what to do.
Yeah, we sure didn't, and that's fine. I think that's actually the fun of playing like something like a tabletop.
I do too.
Game. Especially when we were all new, right? We were kind of figuring it out. So
yeah,
and we're all dumb. And the most of the core group at least is related. I mean, we had some extra. I mean, Tyler played with us for a good while. So, but yeah, because I remember Tyler played with us for Edge most of the time. He played Fandelver with us. He played my
played
one
in the
shot.
Four Realms.
He must have played, yeah, and the Four Realms stuff after that. He must. I almost can guarantee he played with that Salvation and stuff Seamus ran. So I mean,
Yeah.
like, so he
I
played
think-
with us most of the time until like what 2021, 2020 maybe.
Yeah, it was like, yeah, it would have been like 2020. It was when I lived in Safford on my own.
Still talk to that guy? I don't talk to him anyways.
No, not really.
Oh, okay. Depression.
He congratulated me on my son.
Well, that's nice. How nice.
I talk to him every once in a while about music, usually.
Oh, I haven't talked to him in ages. I probably should. Anyways, yeah. So I remember we did the one shot like as a test, pretty much. For me, at least, it was a test. Ended up killing a vampire, which is a way higher challenge rating for your guys' level. And then
we killed a vampire.
Yeah, you guys killed a vampire. Atreus, sorry.
Me
Atreus
killed a vampire.
Yeah, sorry. Atreus
And
killed
who
a vampire.
killed Treus? You killed Treus.
I didn't do anything. I didn't.
And who brought Treus back to life? He brought Treus back to life.
I don't even remember how
Thank
Atreus
you.
died. He got like turned into stone by a
die.
beholder or
He
something.
didn't die. I was being
Beholder.
Treus. Yeah, and I went somewhere. I got stuck. No one else could come through, and there was a beholder
Yeah.
on the other side.
Oh, it was in the castle, right? I'm trying to remember this. This is in the castle where the people were not super loyal to the crown. You guys
Yeah.
thought they were
Nope.
scumbags, and they actually had a beholder like in their castle somewhere.
It was like
So,
it was like a punishment for him. Like
yeah.
Yeah.
like they took him through, and they were like, "You face the beholder," and there was like a trial, and then they deemed him guilty and turned him.
Yeah, and
to
it was a
stone.
bogus trial. It was a completely bogus trial.
And it was supposed to be. I was hoping you guys would free. I wasn't trying to kill Atreus. All right. So I mean, like,
What were we gonna do? I was playing
It's
a
Han
lawful
Solo.
good
it's
character.
Han Solo.
I was playing
Yeah,
a lawful
except-
good character.
He was a lawful good character, and also Jabba the Hutt is a freaking slug, and a beholder is a freaking beholder. He can shoot lasers out of his freaking eyes, man. Like, it's not the same thing.
Oh, I don't remember. Did we solve that? I think we ended shortly around then. So I mean, like, I think
I
got
never
past the
played
castle.
again.
I can't remember.
No, I did.
Ah.
I played one more session as Stinky, and we never
There
did
was-
that again because I
There
was like,
too much.
I had no motivation. I was like, if I can't be Treus, I don't even
I
want to
can't
be
remember
alive
most
in
of it.
real life.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm so glad.
I still
you
kind of
catch
feel
Atreus.
that way.
Hey, because this is how this campaign went. Besides that one shot in Tustin, I think that's the name of the city, you guys went to Highville, and then you, for some reason,
Excuse you? What's it called?
you inspire a revolution, and you liberate the city and call it Freedomville.
We tar and feathered the mayor or whoever, the magistrate, whoever ran it, and we renamed it Freedomville. And I think Treus became the mayor, didn't he? Someone did. I don't remember.
I don't remember. It's been too long. But I remember from there, you guys went on a quest. You went to like a little town. Well, first, I needed to get Adrian's character into the game. So I remember you guys went to the docks to pick up his character.
Okay, yeah.
Or whatever. And there's a guy they were advertising for the local school of magic. And you guys, for some reason, decided to harass him. And he's like, oh, my name is
And what was his name?
Anadir.
No, it was
And-
Onadoc.
Yeah, right. Because he was on a dock. Anyways, and then he became your new friend. You guys went to the little curio shop. The curio shop, remember this guy you met in like a tavern south of Tustin? He's the same guy who ran this curio shop because remember he smells of roses, Seamus? He's from that one series by Schwab or whatever, the London
Oh,
series.
yeah.
Yeah, and so he's like a plane walker. And but he had this magical item shop. You guys gave him this magical cloak that was supposed to like give him better AC or whatever. I can't remember which one it was. And then you went southeast of town to another town. I don't remember. It was like Bremen or something. Or Revton. I wrote it down.
Repton.
Yeah, and
That sounds familiar.
and you were like, I remember you faced like an aurochs in the field, and then you had to go like into this cave full of like bugbears and goblins. And freaking Porter goes and convinces the bugbears to go to the other room where everyone else is. And the bugbears walk in, and they freaking just mollywop freaking Onadoc as soon as they walk in, and he literally dies in one hit.
That was the first time role playing where I actually was like, oh, my actions have consequences, and I felt so bad. I know I changed the man's name, but I also changed his parents' life after I killed their son and changed his name.
Well, I remember you were able to resurrect him later, but yeah, I remember that moment where I was just like, "Holy crap!" Like
He was
this
never
guy
the
just
same.
died. Yeah, like
Yeah, he wasn't. He literally was not.
that was a great encounter. But yeah, I remember you guys did resurrect him afterwards, and I can't remember much else of that campaign though, because you get to the Beholder place. I remember at some point you're in a town, and it was the same session. I think Treyas gets turned to stone. Freaking Porter murders someone, and then he gets caught
Yeah.
and he gets sent to jail. He's gonna get. It never happened, but I just defaulted that Porter's character died because he was gonna get executed. There's no way for him to get out of that. He deserved it.
I remember. Well, I
Agreed.
remember them.
Yeah,
I remember
and guess
my
who got
character,
executed?
They were taking him away, and I was just like, he deserves it.
Yeah.
He was so. Oh wait, for those who don't know, obviously, which is everyone watching, there was like a little fight arena that I based off of the fighting stuff in Fable, the Fable RPG video
arena.
games. Yeah, and it's just punching. It's not anything.
Oh, the
right, no
fighting
weapons.
rings.
Yeah, and I don't remember. I can't remember. I don't remember exactly what happened there, but for some reason, Porter's character, which is a Tabaxi rogue, super min max, by the way, arcane trickster, I think, he got upset about something, so he killed one of the fighters or whatever, and everyone's scattering right before the police come, and he runs away, but he runs to the house. He somehow finds the house of the person he just murdered. And he goes and he apologizes to his mom or his grandma or whatever, and then he kills her. Like he literally is like, okay, I'm just gonna stab her now. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you? Like, and so he tried to get away, and I'm like, yeah, you don't get away. Like you're caught. And
then he was so like, how do I not get away? I get bonus action dash, and I can do it twice because of this. And it was like, yeah, you don't get away. You can't just murder people. We're not murder hobos.
Right. And that was where it was annoying, because I remember, I think it was in that same session you guys were like looking through a mansion. No, maybe it was later. No, it was actually when you freed Freedomville, and he's looking through literally every room in the mansion, and he wants me to give him like so much loot. I'm like, dude, just stop. Like I'm like I can't give you loot in literally every room you're in. And so I mean,
yeah, and then he was like, can I just be the owner of the tavern? And you were like, the tavern owner is still alive. And he was like, yeah, but I'm going to be the owner of the tavern. And he just let him do it.
Yeah. Anyways, maybe my least favorite person to play a tabletop role-playing game I played one with so far. No offense to
because he's a
Porter,
metagaming murder hobo.
This is the way he played. But yeah, I remember we never got to it, but he was going to get executed at the next session. And there was no way he was going to get out of it. I was like, dude, you're surrounded by like 100 guards. You're not surviving. Even if you get out of your like handcuffs, or whatever.
Nobody in his team or on the team was on his side. There was people who were absolutely not on his side, and then there was people like Treyas was like, we should get him out of trouble, but I don't really like what he did.
Yeah.
So that was not going to happen. He was dead.
So, but I think,
and he's not invited to the next session.
Yeah, you guys went to a ruined castle, which I had based off of actually the Combine Empire from EverQuest. But anyways, you can go to this ruined castle and you fight a baby dragon there.
Yeah.
Smag. You kill the baby dragon. And for some reason, Smog or whatever, the dad, doesn't kill you. I can't remember. And Seamus,
it's because I was a dragonborn and I spoke Draconic, and he gave me a boon.
Yeah, right. Yeah. He gave you this cool thing. I don't even remember exactly.
I never used it, but yeah, he gave it to me. He gave me this sick wing attack that was like an AOE. Because I was the some kind of monk that had lightning bolt powers. I don't remember what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I got cursed, and I was trying to remove the curse, and I had to go find some amethyst dragon. That was like my story arc for the campaign.
Yeah,
that sounds about right. It's been so long.
Whoa,
I do have most of it written down.
Story arc?
I have like the timeline written down that I want.
His story arc was to find an amethyst dragon, and mine was to murder a child and start a Pineapple plantation. What the hell?
That was not in the cards, so to speak. But it is what happened, I guess. So maybe it wasn't the cards, but I didn't put those cards in the deck. Anyways, and so
I was the only
I cheated
lawful
to get
good
him.
character. I was the
Right.
only good character.
Was that Uldun? Was that your character, Uldun?
Ulden Sunspear, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I have that. So that was the thing, though, for me. I really railroaded you guys for that one. And I mean, that was like my first time DMing. But like just like very strictly, that's what I did. I railroaded you guys. I remember the bad guy. He actually, when you were supposed to get to his town, and he rules over a place that's like pretty much just a Walmart. Anyways, and I
sounds
was
like
working at Walmart at the time.
Sounds like
so,
Fallout.
Yeah, but
Yeah, it does. I'm the king of super duper marts.
Yeah.
But but I remember we played more in the Four Realms. We did like Paradise. We did Seamus's little caravan thing, a little bit of it.
Oh
I
man,
can't remember if we did anything.
We did a
other.
session in second edition in the
Right,
desert area where someone
That's
played a
right.
freaking ogre or something. I can't remember. Someone played a really tall character. I think it was you, Liam.
Castles and Crusades.
That's when this came in.
Yeah.
I can't remember what was our first session of Casting Crusades. Oh yeah, it wasn't. It wasn't Four Realms. You're right. That was down in Kusrak, but it was in like the not as deserty part of Kusrak.
It was North Kusrak. Or no. It was like there's some part in the western
in the south
side
near wait, was Diepenboro's mirror down there?
Yeah. It was it was on the shore of that. So Seamus plays an illusionist. I don't remember what Cullen plays.
Cullen was a orc, and I remember the sheriff in the town was like a female orc, and that was hilarious. And
I don't remember this.
And she did not care about the town, and we hated her. And yeah, we had to save a little girl who got lost in this
Nib, I think was her name.
Nib, yeah.
This sounds familiar.
She's a halfling girl. You talk to her mom. She got lost in this little mine. I remember getting this like cave thing from an old dragon magazine. And you found like an axe in there. I think a magical axe, if I'm remembering correctly. But you had to fight a disenchanter. That's right.
I died. So
well, you didn't die there though. You died later. So you went and saved Nib first, and then Barley and whatever the arms and armor guy, one of the associates had gone missing. He became a cursed, right, which is like an undead via curse rather than like undead by actual undeadness. And so you had to go to the ruins of the town, like on the lake of the north of town. And it was there you fought. So I don't remember what you fought, but it's a guy that explodes when he gets 0 hit points. Like explodes like a fireball.
This sounds familiar.
How do you not remember this? Yeah, I remember all this.
And it killed. It actually, what happened is it killed the whole party. But I was like, I'm gonna half this damage, and it only killed half the party. So
which was just Cullen and I.
Yeah, but it killed Barley too. It killed the guy you were trying to rescue.
Oh, I remember that.
And
I also remember something like when we brought the girl back, the orc lady didn't care or something, and we were all pissed off about it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She didn't care.
Yeah, she gave us.
Because you had to go out of town and you found this little building. That's right. I remember.
It's because we were doing her
beautiful.
job.
I'm thinking about the world. It's just so beautiful, even though I created.
No, I remember someone said something like that. Someone was like, "Okay, we'll just keep doing your job for you or whatever," and then she like copped an attitude, and we were like, "I'm gonna kill her. I'm gonna kill her."
Well, you don't have to like every NPC. Anyways,
I have to kill everyone I don't like.
So that
only if I'm a purple dragon.
But yeah, that was like the first time we played Castles and Crusades. We had played second edition before that. What did we the first? So I probably did we play that when I moved? Did we only play Castles and Crusades after I was in Colorado?
Yeah,
or did we?
I think so.
I think before you moved though, we played at least one session with Tyler of Adventures in Middle Earth.
I do remember playing Adventures in Middle Earth. I remember you guys were fighting a bulldog, not like a dog, BULLDOG. It was like a BOLDHE. I don't remember. It's some like thing only written in like some weird obscure place in Tolkien's. It's kind of like a Balrog, but not as extreme. Yeah, I remember you guys were near Erebor. I do remember that. And I made a character named Braren for you guys to help, I think, but I don't remember
Yeah.
much besides that. So yeah, I do remember doing that. That's based off 5th edition because we didn't play the One Ring rule set. But so yeah, that we did play that. There's kind of subset though of 5th edition. And I remember playing EverQuest shortly
Oh yeah,
after. Shortly after I moved to Colorado because I remember streaming it, and I
we
didn't
played it
stream
on
much when I was in
stream.
Colorado. So I remember getting the books while in Arizona. So we played the EverQuest. Or did we
Yeah,
like heavily modify it? I can't remember.
I was a little rat guy, and I had a funny name. I don't remember what it was. Because I did not care
We
about
did modify
EverQuest at
it.
all. That was all these guys.
You were a Skaven or a Ratonga. Sorry, Skaven is Warhammer.
Ratonga, yeah. It was EverQuest 1 stuff, but we put in a Ratonga.
We added
And then
Ratonga. We also converted a bunch of stuff into 5e.
they do have
We added-
rat characters in EverQuest, but
We added necromancers
long
to
ago.
5e, and also, what's the race that was added in Kunark? The
Ixar?
lizard. Yeah, so we added Ixars
Yeah.
and necromancers to 5e as well. We just took stuff from that book. We never really played the
Yeah.
EverQuest tabletop
Well, the book
games.
itself is based off of 3rd edition content.
Third, yeah.
But it's like really unbalanced with some of the NPCs or like monsters and stuff, right? Like you can fight Khazak-Thul, I think is that the god in there?
Yeah, but
so
you
I
can
mean,
fight
like,
him in one of the raids in the actual game.
Yeah, no. So that was fun because we streamed. Cullen and I were streaming. Well, Seamus was too, but he was on a different channel on Humanoid. We played a lot of EverQuest. So it was just fun to go and play EverQuest's tabletop role playing game. I had actually like came up with an idea that we could probably have at least 2 sessions, but I remember you only did one. You fought a vampire, I think, or something like that. In like this tree. It was in Kelethin or out in around Kelethin, I should say. I think it started in Kelethin, didn't it? I vaguely remember this.
I think so.
So
Made a joke
Kelethin's
about
the coolest
falling
place,
off or
so.
something. I don't remember. No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's cool though.
No, it's one of the best places. You can't. Sorry. Anyways, Fadark.
The best place is Hallis because you have to run past like level 20 mobs to get to another zone that's for first or level 1 characters.
Hallis is great, and that we could talk about that in a different video. For an EverQuest video. But so like, because that's not tabletop role playing games, but yeah. Anyway, so I remember we played EverQuest. I remember when I was also in Colorado, we played Cyberpunk. Just 1 session.
Yeah,
I think.
Cyberpunk Red.
I remember you like murdered my girlfriend, my character's girlfriend.
Yom was your character, and your girlfriend was some other very French name. I can't remember.
Oh yeah, I don't remember what it was either. I'm sure I wrote it down. I think I have that character sheet somewhere.
I don't remember what I was at all in that one.
Famous, you were a Netrunner, I think was the class.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I can't remember your name. I think Liam was a rocker boy technically, and I don't remember what the name was.
And
yeah,
I remember going
I
into like a hotel room and like shooting someone in the back of the head or something.
Yeah, hey, that was actually a really good set. I did good on that one. I like that one.
Yeah, and I like cyberpunk stuff. Not just the games and the setting of cyberpunk, but just cyberpunk stuff in general. And so I mean, I'd be willing to play that one again, actually. But
dude, I'll run it. I've been wanting to play that because they just Acquisitions Incorporated just ran. Acquisitions Incorporated just did a series in Cyberpunk Red, so I've been wanting to play that.
It's crazy because that game's mad old too, and it's still super fun.
Well, Cyberpunk Red isn't that old.
2020 is the first one, right?
Really? I thought it was.
That's when Red.
Oh,
no.
It's based off of something that was older than that, right? Something like that.
Well, Cyberpunk Red is just the newest one that came out in 2020, and that's what we played. There was editions way before that. It is old.
I thought there was one called Cyberpunk 2020, and I thought that was one of the first ones.
Yeah, that's the Cyberpunk 2020 is the one that came out in the 90s, I believe.
There we go. That's
like the late 90s.
That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, you're right. We just played Red because it's more modern and it was easier to actually get into. And it was on Humble Bundle.
It's
I got all the books for like
Cyberpunk
$1.
2020, and its 4th is Cyberpunk Red. It's probably just originally called Cyberpunk, if I had to guess, but I don't know.
Anyway, it is old.
Yeah. Mike Pondsmith, that's the guy. Yeah, so anyways, that was another game we've tried. besides that, what else have we played together? Oh, Call of Cthulhu.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Right. So we've
I
done
played
that
a few
before,
sessions
right?
of that.
We played Edge. We played a lot of 5th edition in there, of course, because right we started Descent into Avernus. My
I want to play that too.
Idaho arc. We played Descent into Avernus, right? Since I've been up here in Idaho. But we played a lot of Call of Cthulhu. This is the first stuff we really played when I was up here in Idaho was a lot of Call of Cthulhu, and I love to go back to the stuff we were playing. Actually, I have a character, Henry Ebenezer. Levi actually has a character for that one. I might do a similar video with this for like
That's
Levi
Teddy
and Eric.
Hoff and Henry Ebenezer right there.
Yeah, Henry Ebenezer, and then we got what's his name, Bob, or something like that.
Yes, Bob.
Yeah, he's Bob.
Bro, I gotta tell your viewers. There's this part in one of our most recent sessions. I think it was 2 or 3 sessions ago.
This would have been like
Or
right
the-
around New Year's though, somewhere. It's been a minute, but
this murder occurs and the party was there when it occurs, and so they stay because it's Call of Cthulhu. It takes place in real life, so it's pretty realistic. And the police want to interrogate the party, and Levi, playing Bob, he says out loud, "Oh, I don't want to tell him my name. My name's Robert." He told him his freaking name.
It was amazing.
Which is hilarious.
It was amazing because my character is like a gang or a mafia affiliate, and so he was like, I would never tell these folks, these police, my name. Like, you know, I made up some awesome name on the spot or whatever, and that was,
Levi.
Teddy was so disappointed in Bob. He was like,
well, it happened and nobody pointed it out. But I was the DM and I was laughing so hard. And I was like, you just told him your freaking name, bro.
I think he had forgotten his name was probably Robert, to be honest, since we all called him Bob. Right?
Yeah.
But it's just like, it's still hilarious. And so, I mean, like, that's one of the best things that happened.
Even if that wasn't his name, like, even if his name was Dick or something and he said Richard, they still told him your name, bro. They're going to get you, dog.
Oh, what a ding dong.
If they want to.
So, Call of Cthulhu was fun because that kind of started off as like a one-shot too. We were up in Arkham.
Yeah, it was supposed to be.
To see a friend of ours who was dying, and he died by like puking out his guts, pretty much.
Oh yeah.
He was just yeah.
And I lost my eye. I remember this.
Yeah, the creeper in the attic is what it was called. There's an invisible monster in the attic, and Liam was like, for some reason, Liam of all people was like, I'm gonna stick my head in there, and it just scratched his eye. He could have died, so he got lucky.
No, I took a lot of damage, and that was the thing. I was like, we just got to do something. So I'm like, I'm just gonna look up there. It could be a hobo for all I know.
What you were supposed to do was go out back, and you were supposed to roll good on investigation, and then you would see there's a corpse, and then it would lead it down another path.
We did find the corpse, but I mean, like,
okay,
maybe I don't remember if we found it after though or before. I remember losing my sneaking eye, and I remember we had to like barricade the house while we were doing the ritual, and we had to fight like a zombie bear. And so I mean, like,
you guys were wearing your black robes. And Bob never took his off. It was so funny. What is wrong with Levi, bro?
Well, for those unaware, Levi is my brother-in-law, and the first time he ever played with us was at my bachelor party. He was only like 17. I mean, I was only like 16, I guess, the first time I played Edge, but he had never played anything before, and I was just like, "Hey, you're coming to my bachelor party, and we're gonna play D&D." So like, and we just threw a character together. We all threw characters together, right? But like, he had never done that, obviously. And I was like, "Your name's Ivel," because that's Levi backwards. Pretty much half of his characters since then have been named Ivel. But that was his first experience, and he just kind of, whenever he's around, I have to rope Levi in. So I think he enjoys it. So, but anyways, so we played Call of Cthulhu, though. We're still in the middle of one, technically. I wouldn't say that one's fizzled exactly. We just started playing.
No, not at all.
The campaign we've been playing, that I've been DMing. And it had been a while since I DM'd, and so I decided to run this.
We made him. Because everyone was like, we want to play again. We need to start another current campaign. And I was like, well, Liam, we've all run except for Liam in a while, so it's his turn now.
Yeah, well,
and
guilty as charged.
And so we came up with the craziest experience in becoming High Knight Purple Dragons.
I don't have my
We
purple
became
dragon
above
shirt
the
on,
law.
but- Yeah, we're currently running through. It's shifted gears recently, but we're currently running through a campaign in Cormyr and the Forgotten Realms because I like Forgotten Realms. I'd read a lot of books on Cormyr at the time, and so I was just like, let's play in Cormyr, guys, during the Goblin War, late second edition timeline, and but we started out in fifth edition. We just switched to Castle and Crusades. You guys switched characters and we switched over. But it's been a good time. I think I've kept it interesting. It's been fun. So, but yeah, that's what Magnus
definitely
is
on
from,
par
his character, so
with the pros. It's definitely the most fun I've ever had as a player.
well, that's good. So that's been an interesting one. Hopefully, the Castle Crusades parts of it stays interesting. I know it's been I feel like it's been a rough start compared to the stuff we were doing and the beginning of Magnus and Hector, but just because I've thrown you guys
Transition.
I threw you guys some weird stuff as soon as we transitioned. So, but you guys are pretty close to the end of the dungeon, by the way. So we'll see what happens afterwards. So yeah. Anyways, but yeah, that's where we kind of are now. We have so. I think we've gone over every. I wrote these down before, and I don't have that note with me anymore. But I think that's every game we've played together. Am I forgetting any?
No,
You brought up more than I remembered myself, to be honest.
Yeah, I know. Think you forget me.
I know there's some I've played that you guys, and I know Seamus has almost guaranteed played something we haven't.
I've played a bunch.
What have you played, Seamus? Tell us real quick.
What's it called? It's called like it was the one we played.
You guys have played Shadow Dark together. I know that.
We played that. It barely counted. That's a new game that just came out. That was it was a Kickstarter, and I backed it. So it's pretty. Oh, that's upside down. That's like one of the big characters. Anyway,
you played that? Was it like Forbidden Lands or something? Is that? Did you play that? I feel like it.
No. So we played. Nothing is working on my computer.
I played the DC superhero one that I can't remember the name of.
Me?
With an A.
Oh,
no,
that.
I did.
It's called like Action, and it's AA. I remember it's AA is the name of the game, and
the superhero one?
Yeah.
I don't remember what it's called, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the game, but it's a very like loose engine where like there's like all these different like abilities and stuff you can take, and you basically just kind of build your own thing. And so that was interesting. I think we used, or wait a minute, that might have actually been played in Savage Worlds. So I played Savage Worlds.
That's what I was trying to think of. Yeah.
Yeah. So I played Savage Worlds, and that's a lot of fun. It just uses D6s mostly. Actually, I think entirely for rolling. And if you hit a 6, then your dice explodes, as they call it, and you get to roll again. And so you can, if you can chain like a lot of rolls if you keep rolling 6s, which has happened. So I'm pretty sure that's what the superhero one was in. No, I think that one was the AA one, and Savage Worlds was what we played. My friend's JoJo's Bizarre Adventure campaign, which I was not interested in at all, but he was super interested in it at the time, and it actually ended up being a lot of fun because his campaigns always end up being fun regardless of what they are. He's just really good at being a DM and coming up with. He's very witty, so like he just comes up with stuff on the spot really easily. Just kind of comes to him. So I mean, even though I don't particularly care for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, it ended up being a lot of fun. My character was so he based his thing. Actually, JoJo's might kind of be like this already. I really don't know anything about the show, to be honest. but his was like entirely based off of music and bands. And so each like villain that we fought was based off of like some kind of band. So there was a oh geez, I can't even think of him right now. But anyway, it was a lot of fun. Mine was based off of Dance Gavin Dance, and I was the human hair robot. And and so my ability was like sonic wave sounds. And so that was interesting. Black Sabbath, that was the big bad guy that we fought all the time. And so but he would, so like we played these campaigns in person, and he always really heavily would incorporate music into his campaigns, like for ambience or like just any big villain basically had their own theme song. So like if the song started playing, we knew what villain we were fighting, and it's just really cool. So that might not be everybody's cup of tea, but I enjoyed it a lot.
Huh. That does sound interesting.
So yeah.
Savage Worlds, and is that, and besides the other ones mentioned, is that the only one?
Yeah, I can't think of the name of it. I'm sorry. It's like Awesome Adventures or something like that.
Huh. Yeah, the only like superhero one I know of is called Wearing the Cape, but I've never played it.
Pretty sure the Awesome Adventures one, they just have like several different modules for different like themes. So the one we used was just the superhero one.
Okay. And let's see. Cullen, have you played any extra tabletop role-playing games?
The DC superhero one.
Okay. Is that it?
I think so.
Huh. I mean, because I know we have other ones I'd like to try, like Hyperborea, and
yeah.
Well, we don't have Dune, but I'd like to try the Dune one.
Oh yeah, I have that. I do have that.
Or like I have a decent amount. Like I have like Legendary Adventures, Swords and Wizardry.
What's the
Romance in the Perilous Realm or whatever? I mean, the Mistborn one. And
yeah,
I have a good number that we haven't played. Like 13th Age. So I mean,
I have the Shadow Dark one. Oh, I'm sorry, not Shadow Dark. I have that, but Shadow Run.
Oh, the Shadow Run.
I love Shadowrun.
The only ones I've played, I think there's only two I've played without you guys, and I played Traveler with Wes and Derek. Only like 3 or 4 sessions, and that was the last thing I ever played with Wes and Derek before Derek started playing with us recently. But I mean, so that was like we put our D&D stuff on hold to play a little bit of Traveler, and Derek actually DM'd that, if I remember correctly. So that's the only thing I've ever seen him run. But and then I played 2 sessions of RuneQuest with my pal Dave, and I actually really enjoyed that a lot. There was also like 12 of us playing, and Dave was just like an insanely good referee or whatever they're called in RuneQuest, and he had like this 10-foot long table that he like ran us on. We all had like these super cool miniatures, and there's this big grid. I was like, wow, this is cool. But RuneQuest is fun. RuneQuest is it's made by the same people I think that make Call of Cthulhu, so your character creation is decently similar. It's a little more in depth as far as like armor and health is concerned, obviously, because it's more like fantasy D&D adventure rather than Call of Cthulhu. But it's similar in a way. Like I said, I think it's made by the same people. So
Sandy Peterson, I think that's the
I don't know if
person
it's the
who
same
made it.
person. I think it's the same company though.
What's the game? The company? He's the guy who made Quake.
What?
The guy who made Call of Cthulhu made Quake.
That's wild.
The final boss in the first Quake game is Shub Niggurath. He's literally just a huge fan of Cthulhu, or of, I almost said Tolkien, and I also said Cthulhu. Lovecraft. He's just a big fan of Lovecraft.
Chaosium,
yeah, and that's his company.
I think RuneQuest is made by Chaosium too.
Modiphius makes the Dune one. They also make the Fallout one. I want to play the Fallout one, and I want to play the Dune one. Modiphius? Modiphius. Modiphius. Modiphius.
Oh,
it's called Dune Adventures in the Imperium.
They made something I am aware of before, and I don't remember what it is.
They make the Fallout war game too, Wasteland Warfare. They also make the Skyrim war game.
They make Star Trek. Looks like. I mean, there's some other ones like the popular one. I feel like we haven't played is Vampire the Masquerade. Isn't that a tabletop role playing game?
Yeah.
Um,
I want to play that.
and then there's some. This is not made by them or related, but another one I'd be willing to play is any Conan one.
Yeah.
I don't know who the hell's. I think Conan's made by Modiphius actually too, or at least the most recent one.
They're the
So-
Modiphius is just like they don't really do original stuff. They are like
Well,
the kings
IPs,
of licensing.
yeah. Huh. Oh, and you know what? I'd be okay with playing something like. Is there like a tabletop role playing version of like Warhammer? Either version?
Yeah, there is. It's old and it's not supported, but yeah, there is for
Is it just
Warhammer Fantasy.
or- Yeah. Okay. See, I'd be willing to play something like that. And there's more, I'm sure, and I'm sure there's more stuff on my shelf I'm forgetting. So, but yeah, Legendary Adventures is the last system Gary Gygax made. But I have that box set actually. But yeah, anyways, we should probably end it here because now we're just kind of getting to the point where it fizzles and we ramble a little bit. But it is nice to remember some stuff.
Reminisce.
Scratches and reminisce. Scratches an itch for me. So hopefully some people enjoy listening or watching. Thanks the guys for being part of the journey.
Thanks for having us.
Because I mean, like that's the thing. Like Cullen and Seamus and I are like probably the most consistent like playing together. You know what I mean? For a while there, we'd have someone else or other people, but like it's been pretty consistently us. Like for 11 years, right? So
there was a chunk of time where it was just us. So
yeah.
Mr. Nor, baby.
Yeah.
And a few sessions of Call of Cthulhu as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So had to have us because we're the core. I mean, I like having other people, but so but they were the most
No, he doesn't.
we were the most steadfast, I guess. So, anyways, if just for anyone watching, if you guys want to comment down any similar things or tell us how dumb we are, then feel free. But thanks for watching though, and again, thanks for joining me, Colin and Seamus. So catch you next time.
Thank you.
Bye.